Tottenham 4, Manchester United 3. Manchester United crash out of the Carabao Cup at the quarter-final stage. Well, what a mad game of football. I mean, you've all just seen on the match view with me there. I mean, we said on the phone, a tale of two goalkeepers. It sounds like a Christmas story, doesn't it? A tale of two goalkeepers. 7 goals, every single one a mistake, pretty much. I think tonight might mark the end officially of the free buy and dear movement. I don't know why it existed anyway. I think there'll be questions about certain players that got to go, and also as well questions about even maybe some senior players. Obviously, there'll be talks about Marcus Rashford, of course, not being involved in the squad. There'll be talks about priorities and if should Ruben Amorim have taken the game more seriously. Spurs were there for the taking and what have you, but we're out. It's one less opportunity to go at a trophy this season for Ruben Amorim. But just a mad game of football. Again, I can't recall a game where I'm looking at both goalkeepers and just going, they're awful. they're just not good goalkeepers. Both of them, not good goalkeepers. And I tell you what, KG, that comedian, yeah, every single time he leaves the country, we lose. And every single time he runs away from it all. And I know that people are saying X has dropped a diss track or whatever. He's out in Saudi, living it up. Unbelievable. I think he is going to be on the Trinity tomorrow from Saudi. How that's going to look, we shall see, indeed. But this is the full-time view where members can call in and have their say. If you do wish to become a member, you can do so. Links in the video description. It's also pinned in the chat. We'll have an abridged version of the show this evening because it's been a long night. But let's get straight to the calls. Let's see what people are saying. Let's start off with Amador. Amador, good evening. Where'd you start with that one?
Evening. It's such a bizarre game. I mean, first of all, I know I've got to talk about this. This KG track that's been released. Where's the shame? The Spurs fan was shameless. It's disgusting. It really is poor timing. I've got to be honest with you.
Would you release a diss track after nearly bottling a 3-0 lead? I'm not sure.
I mean, exactly. I mean, it's just I don't know. I mean, it just goes to show. Actually, jokes aside, it just goes to show how shameless Spurs are as a team, that they were comfortably winning 3-0. They should have seen that out. And the fact that when we scored, when we made it 3-1, I genuinely thought we got a chance here. Had it not been for shoddy goalkeeping, I think there would have been a good chance for us to come back and make it 3-3. But for me, I think there's question marks, not just on Bayern Day, because I knew Bayern Day wasn't our second goalkeeper going forward, but I've got question marks on certain players as well now. For example, Martinez. I just thought we got to start asking questions about Martinez going forward. Is he part of our long-term plans? I don't know what you thought about Martinez tonight, Owen.
I thought he struggled. I think you can look at 2 of the goals and say that he doesn't do enough on them. Obviously, the goal where he just sort of dangles the foot out, puts it in the path. I think Kulusevski that scores, and that's annoying because that's the Bozo gene. But actually, it might be the second goal that concerns me more. It's the Solanke one where he just kind of gets nowhere really near him, and Solanke just can cut inside. It's easy, puts the ball through Johnny Evans' legs and scores. That is worrying me because he looks a bit out of position, or he looks like he doesn't have that bit of fight. Now afterwards, to be fair, after we were 3-0 down, he actually did all right. A couple of balls in the channels were nice, a bit like the pass he did to Ahmad at the weekend. But I think there are concerns with just does he fit that left centre back role? Do you think?
I don't think he does. I think he was at his best when we played the 4-2-3-1 with next to Varane. I think that was his prime, and now being played in the back three, I think because the wing backs are so far away from him, he's been exposed a bit more. But yeah, I'm just concerned now in terms of Martinez, because I thought he was always going to be like a starter for us, that somebody who's reliable. And like you said, the second goal, it's just like he got shoved off by Solanke, and he was the one who kept them on side that led up to the goal. And I know Evans could have the ball went through Evans' leg, but I do have question marks on that. And the other player I wanted to actually give a lot of praise to, and I think he's grown on me more and more now, because I did have doubts about him initially. Is Ugarte. I think Ugarte is becoming like a really, really important player for this team, especially the first time where he was. I'm pretty sure we didn't have any chances, but he was the one who closed down and made it, close down the spaces and like tackle the players, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think Ugarte, I can kind of understand why he got taken off. I think he probably wanted to save him for Bournemouth at the weekend. How do you feel, though, in general? I mean, take the game out of it, being out of the Carabao Cup. Is it the worst thing in the world, or is it one of those ones that you only say that when you go out?
I think it's one of the things. It's not the worst thing in the world, in the sense that we've been knocked out. If you said to me, Owen, which was the more important game, this game or the Bournemouth game, I would have said the Bournemouth game, for certainly. But yeah, it's just not that. Yeah, I'm not gonna get too. Put it this way, I'm more concerned about this weekend, and I think the manager prioritized this weekend's game rather than tonight's game.
Yeah, and I think he said that himself, didn't he? I think he did. Big up, Amanor. Appreciate you calling in as always. Be sure to smash the like on the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe as well. Bottom right hand corner. Let's go to show. Show. What did you make of that madness that we saw this evening?
Andrew's our kryptonite, isn't he, Owen? 4 games, yeah.
Even though it's not like super strong kryptonite, it's kryptonite that wants to give you the win, but we just want to give it back to him all the time. It's a strange
yeah. I mean, look, one draw, 3 losses, isn't it? We can't beat Ange. This is the thing. He's our new bogey manager, I guess you can call him. But look, tonight was 2 Bayindir mistakes and 2 Martinez mistakes. I mean, actually, it sounds weird to say, but I thought, apart from that ridiculous 10-minute spell at the start of the second half, I actually thought we played well. I really do. Like, I can see what Amrim's trying to do, and I just think player quality is letting him down. And look, Martinez, I'll be shocked if he's one of our starting centre backs next season. And I already told him my thoughts about Martinez. I think that he's just been exposed now on a weekly basis. And Bayindir is like, well, I mean, I think that's his last game for the club. I doubt it whether he'll play for, because we don't have an easy third round game in the cup where we can play him, and like we've got Arsenal. I mean, can you imagine playing him against Arsenal with those set pieces?
Oh my goodness! What do you make of that 4th one, by the way? Do you think that's a foul, or do you think it's one of those ones where you just got to do better?
I think if VAR is there today, I do think they disallow it, because we've seen VAR pretty much disallow any kind of touch on a keeper.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
there's some ridiculous ones they give. I mean, I'm not actually there today crying about the foul. I think some people might say it's a foul. I think it'd be incredibly soft, but I think VAR would disallow it. But he's just a horrible keeper, isn't it? I mean, let's just be honest. But so is Forster. So to be fair, yeah, I mean, the match, it's just one of those weird ones. Like I wasn't too mad at actually no, I wasn't mad at all with Amrim's lineup, because we have to think that we're coming into the busiest part of the season where you have to use your squad. You can't. I mean, we're a team that gets injuries anyway, and you saw today we rotated and we still got a player injured. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it makes and we're coming into when we play like 4 games in the space of like 10 days or something like that. We're about to start another new cup competition in January in the FA Cup. So I don't blame Amrim for rotating at all, and he's got to see what these players are about. So yeah, I wasn't mad at the lineup, and yeah, it's just what it is. Look, I'm not that mad about going at the Carabao Cup. I do hate losing to Spurs just because it's Spurs, you know. It's just that you know. But like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Do you think you would have learned anything about some certain players? I mean, you know, for instance, Anthony starts this evening, and I think, to be fair, most probably went, oh, he's done all right when he's come on recently, maybe deserves a go. But is this why we can't get too carried away with cameos, you know, when people do come on? Because, you know, didn't really do all that much, did he, in the first half?
No, I mean, I don't even think I don't even think Anthony's cameo against City was that, like, where we had to really talk about it. I think he did okay when he came on against City, but I just think the bar is so low with him that when he came on against City, is like, because he didn't do anything horrific, it's like, oh my God, Anthony, there's something there, you know. But you see him today. I mean, I know he played in the 10, which probably is not. Someone might say, oh, it's not his position, but he offered absolutely nothing. And then Garnacho came on today, Hall of Shame cameo. Let's be honest, Hall of Shame cameo again from Garnacho, and I don't know. He's another player. I know he's young, but I honestly don't see a future for him at the club. I don't. And some might say it's too early to say that with Garnacho and he's young and that, but you can say it's young, but it's 2.5 seasons into his career at the club, so it's enough time to assess what kind of player he is. And I just, in this system under Amorim, I don't think there's a place for him.
A positive though, Ugarte, Yoro, are they positive performances
Oh, yeah.
for you this evening?
100%. Look, I've said before that, look, I've never come on here and said Ugarte is crap. I just think Ugarte is limited, and long term, do I see him being the elite player? For me personally, still no. But in the past couple of weeks, I got to admit, like, I've been impressed with him. He's really grown into that role, and I actually thought when he came off today, we kind of lost a bit of momentum. Ugarte, when he came off, I thought the midfield became a bit passive. Euro did really good as well. I like Euro today. So yeah, I mean, one player I'm a bit concerned about, but I know he just came back from injury recently, is Kobe. Something's not. I don't know. Like, something's not right with him since he's come back. He looks a bit like slow, sluggish. Today on the ball, he was a bit. I don't know. Like, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I've not been impressed with Kobe since he came back.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it, that it would appear that the strongest team, when Amorim has all these people available, doesn't include Kobe at the moment, doesn't it? And maybe, like you said, that's just because he's come back from injury or what have you. But he likes playing Bruno in the deeper area, which, again, to be honest, he was having a Bruno game today. You know what I mean? He was having a Bruno game of forcing stuff and doing madness, but you can't take him off because does technically get involved that first goal, doesn't he? You know what I mean? So that's what he does.
This is it. I mean, there's not really much there's not much options there for Amorim in the attacking positions. Like, it's like you said, like, as much as Bruno had a bad game today, again, he's the one who made the interception for the first Forster goal. And did he take the corner for the Evans goal?
I think that might have been Ahmad. Maybe that.
Fair enough. Yeah. But again, Bruno was poor today, and yet he still looks like creating the most. That's the sad conundrum that we are in. Like, he is sadly our best creator. It's just where we are. Until we buy better quality of player, he's going to be starting week in, week out. It's just what it is.
Amanor, the super chat says, "Hold that show. I told you Ugarte would be good. Did you care to respond?"
I will happily hold Ugarte being good.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, isn't it? I love the hold that of like, good. It's like when we hold that we won, isn't it? It's cool. Biggie Third says, Owen, it's not about a good game or a bad game. Rasmus simply doesn't have a first touch. If he doesn't have a first touch at almost 22, it's never happening. Well, look, different opinions, isn't it, about it? My opinion on Rasmus Højlund is that I just think we just need more. We just need a striker that's like 25, between sort of 25, well, between sort of 24 and 27. That kind of age profile, ready-made, ready to go right now. I don't think Rasmus Højlund is going to be the guy. He might turn into it because you never know with strikers. Sometimes they can just switch, and then once they switch, they're that. But we need more. And definitely, I don't think it's a thing of. That's why whenever he does score, I don't turn into, well, I was wrong. I'll hold my hands to that one, because this is what happens with that. This is what happens. I'm confident with the Bayern one that I will never have to sort of walk that one back, to be fair, But with the other ones, I'll be like, oh, I don't know actually about that one. That's probably fair. But the Bayern one, like I said, I saw him play a couple of times for United, a couple of games in the Euros, and was like, no, he's not that. You can just tell. You can just tell. Whereas with Højlund, there is some talent there. I'll give him that, but I do think United need more in the striker area. Matt says, was no one concerned that Fenerbahce fans celebrated Bayndır's departure when he joined United? Now we know why they were happy. I just hope it ends to the sort of free Bayndır movement, because I think sometimes we just sort of say things even though we have no evidence to back them up. You know what I mean? Like, Onana will make mistakes. And I don't think Onana's long-term the guy for Man United either. But then sometimes when you see, play Bayndыр instead, you go, no, it can get worse. Like that can get worse. Tom Heaton wouldn't make those mistakes tonight. He genuinely wouldn't. He's not the answer, obviously, but he wouldn't make those kind of mistakes. He's just not a great goalkeeper, but he's just solid. You know, he wouldn't make those mistakes in terms of punches or anything like that, or passing the ball out. He's just, you know, he's just old. Let's go to another call. Let's go to Chalaboy Comics. You said you wanted cups. Are you disappointed that we went out? How do you feel about it all?
Owen, I'm gutted, honestly. I'm the type of fan that wants cups. Obviously, you want your league, but I believe that if you're not first, you're last. You know, I'm that type of guy because I don't. You know,
You're Ricky
exactly
Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. It's you can't because the reason why I feel this way is because there's no sort of obligation or destined sort of no one deserves to win cups. You know what I mean? You have to earn that, and you have to be lucky, and you have to have things fall your way. You have to have a ball go over the line that wasn't counted or not counted. Like the margins of winning actual hardware are so small. So when we get them, we have to ride that wave. And the beautiful thing about winning a cup is that it spurs belief and allows you to be able to go and feel like I belong in these knockout competitions, or I belong in finals, I belong in semifinals. It's like a drug for a professional player to play in those big games. And so the Carabao Cup is one of those cups that allow you to fuel your league season. So there was value in winning this cup. So I don't, poo-poo any cups, man. I'm like, if we're in it, you got to win it. So it is disappointing for sure. Obviously, it's not the end of the world, but my goodness, I really wanted this cup. And now that Spurs has beaten us, they better win this cup. They better. Don't let Arsenal.
They won't, though.
They won't. They won't. But they better not let Arsenal or Liverpool win this cup, because I would be so mad. Because I just wanted to take away that belief that Arsenal could even win anything. But the fact that we're not even going to be able to prevent that from happening, it's tough. But when we talk about the overall game, I liked some performances. I really liked Eriksen's first half performance. I thought the way he pings the ball, whenever you see him play, you're just like, oh, that's what a quality ball player should look like, because we're so used to our players giving the ball away. So when he's playing really nice, cute reverse passes, you're like, okay, if we can just get Eriksen 10 years younger, a profile of him in this club, would go a long way. I was really, really impressed with Lenny Yoro. Unfortunately, he did have a few wayward passes, but that's not what I was concerned about. For me, it was about how he was reading the play. I just liked, he almost seemed like he was always on time to things. He has the athleticism, to leap. He has the last-ditch challenges to recover. But at the same time, it almost felt like you were watching I want to say a young Ferdinand in a way, right? That's what it felt like. However, with less of the errors, because to be honest, as much as we love Ferdinand and we say he's a great ball player, he was prone to some sort of like gaffes. But it seems like Yoro is very, very clever, and I think he's definitely one for the future. And Ahmad again, I think his performance today should shame Rashford, to be honest, because it just goes to show the small margins in football that can be overcome by just sheer determination and sheer will. If Ahmad doesn't chase that ball with ferocity, the chances of us even coming back in this game are null and void. And when you see someone like Garnacho, who you can see is willing to atone for his mistakes, with his work rate. I don't know what show mentioned that you had a terrible game. Maybe I saw something different. I think maybe things didn't fall for him, but I thought his attitude was spot on. And then you see Marcus Rashford, who has effectively abandoned his team. It just goes to show what's been a part of the cultural, problems at Man United. So overall, I'm disappointed with the result, but I think a few players can pick their heads up, and for a good performance.
What do you make of Leach? A lot of people talking about him. Obviously, people be talking about the goalkeeper after the game, but he's not going to play many games. Leach certainly is.
Yeah.
Do you worry about him sort of long term? There have been those reports United still looking for a left centre back come the summer. Does he have right to be maybe worried about his position?
I think every United player should be worried about their position in terms of, if you're going to strengthen and bring someone in, and then you have to fight once they bring your replacement in. But it was almost like, I understand why people are upset with Licha, but I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon, because I have seen with my own eyes him and Varane have the best record, or one of the best records, the defensive records in the league. I have seen with my eyes his ability to play make. I've seen with my eyes the improvement he brought to our team from coming in. Now, it hasn't always been the best since he's come back from injury. He's a bit off the pace, but I think it's just a matter of settling in and finding the right partner to sort of stabilize that back line. Because in this game, yeah, there were some errors with the goal. It was shocking, his defending in that situation. But then a few minutes later, he plays such a delicious ball. I don't know who it was, but it was maybe Dalot, but out to the left. And you're just like, oh, that's why he's there. He has that game-breaking pass. So for me, it's not about turning on Licha, being like, oh, he has to leave. It's just, okay, your level right now is fluctuating between an 8 and a 4. Can we just get it to a 7? Just get it to a 7 always, and then add the razzle-dazzle at the end. So I have seen with my eyes the quality of player this guy is, and I'm not going to turn on him. At least there has to be a greater sample of bad data for me to be like, okay, maybe these injuries have knocked him back. But yes, I do agree he does have some errors in his game, but I think any player can go out of form for a little bit, and it's up to your teammates to be on form so that you can hide your weaknesses during those periods. Problem with Man United is that all our players go off form, similar times. We don't have the best players in every position. So when one person is going down, we can't cover that. So I think it's too early for panic with Licha, but it's clear that he has to improve in certain aspects for sure.
Big up Chalaboy Comics, as always, calling in, having his say, as do all of the members. Let's go to another call. We'll do one more call, and then I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll watch this X diss track. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard it. I will watch it, and you can get my live reaction to it. I can't be bothered to get up on the screen or anything like that, but you'll just see my reaction, and I think that'll be a good closer for you all. Let's go to one more call. Let's go to Riri. Riri, good evening. Tell me what you thought about the game. That madness.
That was a circus, Owen.
Yes. Indeed.
On both sides of the ball, that was a circus.
Yeah.
It shows that there's those two are two teams that are really, really struggling right now, in different areas of their own respective games. For us, when I saw Bayern in goal, I was shocked. I was really shocked. I would take Tom Heaton over him to start today. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he would have been a lot more secure in goal. So yeah, when I saw that shocked me. Some positives I took from the game, because I don't like starting with negative. Everybody is negative these days as a Man U fan club and supporters. The positives that I took, Lenny Euro looked really good. He looked really, really good. He looked comfortable. Ugat definitely is one of our starters going forward. I know that Amorim is trying to, manage time with these players, but he has to start almost every game for us in that midfield because of what he brings to that midfield, how he shores up that midfield. Ahmad, again, star boy Ahmad right now. Hopefully, that the fans don't turn on him when, he has a slight dip or doesn't perform 1 or 2 games, because this fan base is crazy. But outside of that, Anthony, gotta go.
Yeah.
Bruno, we need to find someone to fill that position, because Bruno cannot play every game.
No.
He really can't. I mean, but when he's not on the pitch, we also see that we're lacking when he's not on the pitch. But he can't play every game again this season. It's not feasible. It really isn't feasible.
Yeah. You'll break down eventually, and also we just don't have that like for like that can create that he can, and that's also
correct.
That's
what I'm saying. It's unfortunate that we don't have somebody that we can like throw on there and be like, okay, they're gonna at least match him 90% of what he brings to the team when he's on the pitch. We don't have that person,
Exactly.
which is unfortunate. Outside of that, Kobe had an okay game. I think I agree with Sho. Since he's come back from that slight injury that he's had, I think his vision on the pitch is not what it was. It's not as crisp as it was prior to him going out on injury. I wouldn't say he had a bad game, but I've noticed the couple games that he's played recently, like his passing hasn't been as crisp as it used to be prior to his injury.
And maybe that's just a thing of him, it was a lengthy injury, and also look, he's coming back into a different system, isn't he, as well?
Right,
so
right, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give all these players like time with this new coach, because it's like, I'm a programmer, I'm a computer programmer. So it's like taking a program that's running a certain way and then you're reprogramming it now to run a completely different way. It's going to take a lot of tweaks for it to get, for you to get it to now turn and do something completely different when it's already programmed to do something, and a lot of these players have been running in one system for a very long time. And this is a totally new system that they're in, and it's going to take them some time to catch up. But we as a fan base also need to have patience. And I think we don't have patience because we're not used to suffering, and we've been suffering for 10 years. And, the fan base is not patient with that.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Oh, sorry. I cut you off there. Finish up, Riri.
No. I was just saying they need to be patient. This fan base that's something that we lack.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We lack the patience indeed. Big up, Riri. Appreciate you calling in. Long time. Well, pretty much the OG, along with Star-Lord and a mod as well. Big up to her. Right. Let's see, guys, what this looks like. I'm bracing myself. I haven't seen this. I don't really get involved in any of the diss tracks or any of that kind of stuff, but I've heard people say, Owen, this is something you should watch. Was it on? It's on DR Sports. Let's have a look. Caught snacking Fenway. Man United muddied. I mean, it is kind of madness, isn't it, that this is released on the back of a 4-3. You know what I mean? When you're free to, do you know? You know what I love about this as well, especially when you kind of do know like the behind the scenes of how these things come together. Yeah, I know for a fact, that when it was 3-0, they're like, we might as well schedule it for full time. Yeah, we might as well schedule it. It's coming out. When it gets to 3-2, they're thinking, shit. And I bet because it's high production, it's DR, high production value. And I go, fuck, this could be a whole waste. I would love to know, surely KG must have filmed one as well. If it's dropped that quickly, surely. Let's have a listen, see what they're saying. Not Dom Robbie in the in the lineup. Look at Dom Robbie's face. And Abby in a chef's outfit. Some people saying share screen. I can't be bothered. It's only 2 minutes long. I'm just looking at the camera. Yes. They got the microphone. That is blasphemy. That is blasphemy. Look at KG's head on that little oh no, that mannequin. And Laurie's in it as well. Zach and Fem was in it as well. Oh, AGT's in it as well. Who's the other person in the lineup? Fuad's in it as well. Don Robbie's face. And Mike Yardy's in it as well. How many people are in this? I'm not Ty. They've even roped in Ty. Jeez. This is a madness. They've even got Laurie singing as well. Wow, they tell you what, it did have high production value, isn't it? And the problem is, people are going to be saying KG all day, aren't they? They are. But I tell you what, one thing's for certain, yeah. What you can't fault is the production value on it, can you? Can't fault that. Can't fault the tune. Can't fault whoever put it together. It got Ty in there. Bloody hell. And I guarantee as well, there would have been a legitimate discussion about, can we put that out at 4-3? It's kind of mad, you know. Why? Kind of threw it away. Can we do a diss track of at 4-3? Can we? Is that really? Can we really do that? Yeah. We'll put it out anyway. But it must be like one of those ones, isn't it? Where it's like two things must have been recorded. There's no way they put their eggs that much in the basket. There's no way they put their eggs in the basket. Like, Spurs are definitely going to win, so we'll just record this. There's no way. No way. Surely not. Well, we've got to play Spurs later on in the season again anyway, at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I think, haven't we? So maybe we will see the KG response then. Maybe then, when it actually matters, perhaps. I don't know, but it was well done. It was well done. Anyway, guys, appreciate you joining me on the match view. Appreciate you joining me on the full-time view. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Flex and myself for the morning view. Trinity will be coming tomorrow. We are going to be recording it somehow. From what I understand, we are going to be recording it, Flex, KG, and myself tomorrow. So if you want to get like a response on this platform from KG, I guess it will be then. I don't know how we're going to do it because he's in Saudi, but he insists that he has internet. So we shall see how that one goes, guys. But you'll get something tomorrow at 6 p.m. as well as 9 a.m. Reminder, fan views, player ratings, etc., all from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Coming up shortly, if they're not up anyway. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Have a good one. Peace.